just like that, we're back. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, just Keith. It's Keith again. I know, dude. I know, bro. Trust me, I'm right there with you. I get tired of me too, but I bring good news. Things have improved a ton. I'm super stoked to see you all here. Got some chart. Damn, I'll just slam your expensive watch against the desk, please, Keith. Idiot.
Bruh.
Thank you. I got a lot of great stuff to talk about tonight. All this will be done live as usual. I've got a list already acquired of some assets to go through, some requests that were made. Put out the thing for everyone to make a request, and we give it a poke and see what was up. Welcome to Crypto After Dark. Let's get it going. No longer do we need to wait. Please, if you haven't done so, go hit the like button. Why not? You're right there. Hit the notification bell while you're there. And if you're on X, go give us a follow. If you're over on Rumble, go give us a follow. Would love to have it. Thank you very much. Also, everybody, go share this stream around. If you're watching over on X, if you're watching over on Rumble or YouTube, man, just share it around real quick. Give it a repost. All right? Spread the good word, man. We're here to help everybody out. We want everybody to make the best possible decisions that they can. That's the reason we do these live streams. That's the reason we've been doing these live streams for years. All right? And we will keep going. You know, we'll keep going here. We're not going to stop. We don't give up that easy. All right? So, hey, buckle down and get ready. We're going to go through some stuff here step by step. I got the chats pulled up. If you guys would, give me a yes, no on whether you got good audio and video. And go share this stream around if you're watching over. That's really loud. Let me know if you got good audio and video over in the chat. We'll be happy to pull it up and make sure we're working. Like right there, that test that I just did was important because, boy, we had 2 streams of audio going right there, and I'm glad I caught it when I did. Good deal. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, cousin Jimmy. All right, so I've got the chats pulled up. If you guys want to make a request in the chat, feel free to. Right? It's perfectly fine by me. I would love to be there. Love to see it. Love to get your take on what's going on. One more thing real fast. Let me click a couple of the good old share buttons right here. We do all this stuff live, folks. It's just me, myself, and I, the production team over here. So you know how it goes. Let's see. And that should do it. Bam. Send it out to the rest of the interwebs. And everybody can come hang out and be a part of what we got. So, first things first. Hey, man, I love what I'm seeing from Bitcoin here. Just today, which was 3 hours ago, we started a new day 3 hours ago. So, at 8 p.m. Eastern, markets closed. And boy, did they close pretty darn spectacularly. We were kind of stuck in a range right through here. Bitcoin couldn't get out of the chop. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Didn't really want to break one way or the other. We had a hint of what was going to happen based on our moving averages, right? We were able to look at this and say, hey, we're over the 8 EMA. Excellent. We're over the 21 EMA. Excellent. We're over the 50 and the 200 and the 100 moving average. Right there's the 100, 200. Down here's the 50. We're over all these. You know, as long as it stays above all these, we should just take our hands off the controls and let this thing run for a minute. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. She closed a brand new high up here, which was absolutely what I was waiting to see. Now, what do I want to see from here? I want to see it maintain these levels. Important to note, there is some different changes here that we haven't seen recently that we are seeing now. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'll go ahead and give it to you this way. This is the first time that Bitcoin has flirted with overbought in a really long time. This is the RSI, which stands for Relative Strength Index. All right. Oh, hold on. I'm going to comment over here. Yeah, one day coming. Yeah, that's also true, Spock. I tend to do that on the weekly. Spock Ramsey in the chat. I tend to do that on the weekly only. Cup and handles. But you know, fair enough, right? I can't deny the pattern, right? The pattern's there. I fully understand what you're trying to say. And I would agree with you, right? So RSI, Relative Strength Index. There are a couple zones here. We've talked about these many, many times. This area above the dotted lines up here, above the shaded purple area, This is the shaded purple area down here, right? Above the shaded purple area is what we call overbought. Overbought, which means you have too much and you should probably think about selling some. Imagine an Amazon warehouse. This is the best description I can give you of this. Imagine you own an Amazon warehouse and you typically keep 50,000 pallets of dog food. You know what? Let's make it easier math. 500 pallets of dog food for the slow people like me in the chat, right? You know exactly who I'm talking about. So you got 50 pallets of dog food typically. Suddenly, you gain and gain and gain dog food because it wasn't selling like it used to. It wasn't selling like it used to. Should continue to acquire Bitcoin, aka acquire dog food, and the RSI, the relative strength index, continues to go up and up and up till you get to the point where you have too much dog food. You used to keep 500 pallets of dog food. Well, as you can see by the RSI right here, we're at 70 pallets of dog food right now. When we get up to 80, maybe 80, 90 pallets of dog food, that's way too many. You have bought too many pallets of dog food, and you need to do what every warehouse does when they have too much of a product. You need to start selling. Why? Because you have too much. You have overbought, and it's time to sell up here, right? Once that starts, we can chart it, see how far along it's come, see how far it may go, and we can decide when it's no longer overbought. As you see down here, only 2 short months ago, we were super oversold, right? We typically keep 500 pallets of dog food. We were all the way down to 230 pallets of dog food. Not going to work. When you're that low on dog food, you need to get your inventory back up. Absolutely want to start buying down here to start reacquiring the proper amount of dog food. Oversold, overbought, note it and be ready for it, all right? I got some requests here. I'm writing them down. If you have a request, drop it in the chat. That's how we get through stuff here. That's how we'll look at the asset that you want to look at. If you've got questions, we've got answers, all right? I'm going to go over the chats here in a second. We'll do that at 11:15. It's 11:08 right now. A couple other things I want to note here. Here's your MACD. This is the highest the MACD has been this year. It has not reached this level on the daily chart since the very beginning. The end of January, all right? All through last year into the end of the year in November, made a big push up. That was the highest at RSI. The highest the MACD had been the entire 2024. You see that right there? Okay. Big fall off from there, and it really, really, really sucked. However, we've made a bit of a comeback here. As you see, we continue to have more buyers than sellers. While we are not full on throw your money at the wall and see what sticks, as you see, we have way more buyers than we do sellers, which is excellent. We have a fair amount of separation between our 2 lines on our MACD here. This is moving average convergence divergence, MACD, MACD. If these lines are far apart, you can tend to expect they will come together, whether that be up here or down here. All right. When we cross the midline, we are more bullish than bearish, and we have done that. If we can maintain a clean distance between these two, you'll continue to see this steady up that we've continued to have. I'm only curious what's going to happen because we're starting to reach that oversold territory on the daily. Overbought territory on the daily. First time that's happened all year. Super exciting. What's really wild, Cheese put me onto this the other day and told me, he was like, hey man, look, here's the crypto sentiment from Google. Dude, it's like flatlined at the bottom. Nobody cares. And I know you care. I don't mean you. I mean, no normie cares right now. The sentiment is still super low. Amongst our community, obviously it's up. Obviously we see this stuff. We talk about this stuff and we're all into it, right? Most people aren't though. That's the kicker. Most people just don't care, or most people don't have the time to give into the day, or they just simply don't give the time of a day to look into it a little bit, right? That's the difference in what we've had from past moves. Before, the sentiment was already really, really high. Now, is that going to change soon? I do think so. Again, economically speaking, things are pretty good. I know you're going to look at the whole tariff war stuff and say, oh my God, it's so bad. Aside from that, everything's pretty good. And when that gets solved, and it will get solved, It was a tactic, not a tax. It's just using it as a power play to negotiate. If you haven't figured that out, you're so far behind here. Keep up, folks. This is how you work a deal out. You squeeze the jar or the bottle. I guess you squeeze the bottle here to make the stuff come out, all right? Got to give them a little bit of a squeeze. The squeeze is on. We'll see how long it lasts, all right? Things are going to change even better economically when that happens. In, I think, 6 days, if I'm not mistaken, on the 6th or the 7th, Jerome Powell has his FOMC press conference. We'll be live streaming that like we always do in our Discord, wap.com/team786 in the Discord right there. Go check it out, folks. You can use PayPal. You can use, I think you can use Google Pay. You can pay with crypto, but you have to do a year in advance because it's the only way they'll let me do it. But the first month's free. All right, free first month. What are you going to lose, right? Come hang out with us. We do live streams. My entire portfolio is over there for everyone to look at. Every single buy and sell I post is over there. Every single chart you see me share is over there. What's up, Mago? Everything is over there in the Discord constantly, nonstop, 24/7. Again, there's only like 2 spots open. So wap.com/team786. If you don't get in now, you may not ever be able to get in. All right. I keep telling people that, and oh, that's stupid. There's so many groups. Yeah, you're right. That'll fill you up with bullshit. That'll pump your head up real big and tell you that you're so smart for buying this asset. It's not what we do here, right? We just chart. We are asset agnostic. I don't care what it is. I just want to see the data. You guys might have saw the Panthers video I put out today, right? I don't know if you saw it or not, but again, data-driven video. It's not subjective, it's objective. All right. I'm data only. I'm not going to fluff you with a bunch of bullshit. The old folks used to say blow smoke up your ass, but that seems super weird to me and pause worthy, right?
Pause.
I agree.
Damn.
That's weird, bro. So, keep the data. Let's roll with it. Let me look at weekly real quick. All right. Check out what's happened over the last 4 weeks. It has been a really long time since we've had 4 green weeks in a row, all the way back to the beginning of December. Folks, it's been 6 months since we had this many green candles in a row. Is it going to keep up? Tough call. I'm going to say we do need some slowdowns in here somewhere. I don't think we're only going to get green. I think that's a little bit hopium of us all to expect. And that's why I'm going to say if you think you should take profits, then you probably should. And you should already have a plan on what kind of profits you want to take now or already want to get off the table beforehand so you don't get caught with your pants down. It's very, very important, all right? If we pull our fibs on the weekly, you'll see we are squarely in the golden pocket here, still dead on the marks where we want to be. Problem is, oftentimes this level becomes a resistance level, and that's exactly what we've got over here. Do you see that? All that resistance is playing hell. Now, I've said that my liquidation level is 100,000, and I'll get to that in a second. But 97.9, 98 is going to play hardball here. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. It's going to play hardball, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. If I put it in linear mode like I just did, same story, but it's 99.3. Instead of 98. 99.3 instead of 98, which is the difference of about 2.5%. Now, is that shake the earth worthy? I don't really think so, honestly. I don't really think that's shake the earth worthy. But what I will say here is if we can get above that level and tag that 100 level, you're wiping a ton of shorts off the board, and I'll show you what I mean now. All right, I've got shorts labeled on the chart here from when they started. Everyone likes to try to point the finger and put blame on people. Realistically speaking, the top of January was where the top came in. All right, look, you had this bit of a rollover. You tried to print this double bottom right here and make your W exit. It didn't make it. It could not close over the high. Since it didn't close over the high, we faded. We've been over that a ton of times, right? We needed a new high right there, and we never got it. We came very, very close. Just came up short. Story of my life, bro.
Bruh.
I know. All right. So from there, we created a downtrend, and we've been in that downtrend ever since. Now, on the way down, all these shorts, people betting against Bitcoin kept piling in and piling in and piling in, right? Killing us, right? Just nuking every single time you thought you were going to get a bit of buy pressure. It just come in and gobbled it up, right? It was quite depressing. Honestly, worst time I've had investing since I lost almost everything to begin with. right? And even then I was less care about it because I didn't have much to lose. You know what I mean? It was like, meh, poor people aren't supposed to have anything. I get it. But this one took a lot out of me. Just the constant battering. You know what I mean? I didn't quit, luckily. And because we didn't quit, we're back here now. If for those of you who've been watching every week, you've seen the progression, right? Step by step by step, things have gotten better and better and better. And here we are now. So liquidation levels. 100,000 was that last little lower high right here. That's why I got that level marked. And it also happens to be a psychological level at 100,000. And our level of our previous high that we simply never closed over. Closing over that level creates a new high, a new weekly high, a new monthly high, and a ton of buy pressure will come in. How long will that take? Well, it could take until the end of the summer. It could slow up there, roll over, and then at the end of the summer, stop. Wait till the fall, wait till the end of the fall into the winter, and then take off again. I honestly kind of think that's what's going to happen, but we'll see. I don't want to think that far into the future. I think that's a bit hopium to do that, right? So my liquidation levels are still 100,000. Now that we made this new high right here and started this new little mini uptrend, I'm able to go down on the lower time frames, like the 4 hour, for instance, here. Didn't mean to draw that. Whoops. All right, we'll grab the high. We'll pull it down. Give it a gander here, and what do you see? Our take profit fibs are at about 97.9. Remember I said 98? Well, there you go. Above that, a blow-off top fib here on the short time frame would get us to that $100,000 level and nuke our shorts. That would happen by tomorrow, by the middle of Saturday, maybe. Now, if we have movement on the weekend, that'll create a CME gap. And honestly, that'll be my trigger to kind of move out of some of this. All right. Bitcoin's had a hell of a run here, got to be honest. And because of that, it's using up a lot of its juice all at one time. I don't want to see it use up its juice all at one time. I prefer if it held the line, but realistically speaking, it is using some of it up. All right. So there's my Bitcoin take. I want to give it another day or three here. Obviously, I'm all the way in the market. Want to know what I buy and sell? Just jump over in the Discord and ask wap.com/team786. We got people from all over the world in our Discord. All right. All over the world. 24/7, nonstop, 365, posting charts, posting data, posting analysis. No hopium, no telling you what to buy, no telling you what to sell. It's a beautiful thing. Honestly, our community, our little Discord is unlike everybody else's because of that. I'm never going to be the guy who tells you what to do. Never going to be the guy who tries to get you to do anything. It's up to you to do what you want. All I do is put you in the right position to make the best decision possible. That's my job, right? And we do this publicly so you guys get an idea of it, right? Thing is, there's thousands of assets. We all handle that in Discord. We can't possibly talk about it all here. And if we did, everyone would just blame me as shilling if I did so. So I can't be that guy. Been through the ringers on that one as well. We got some more requests. Let me look them up here. All right. Got it. Velo and Jasmine RSR. All right. Let me check the chats over here, and then we'll say hey to everyone. What's up, cousin Jeremy? What's up, Spock Ramsey? Crypto Jazzy JD. What's up, brother? Good to see you, Mago. Jump over on the YouTubes. All the comments over there. What's up, Cody Kensel? Good to see you, brother. Yes, I got OG Velo on the list. Phonetic Duck, Crypto Elephant, Squawk. What's up? Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Opalora. Appreciate it. I can hear you and see you if that counts as good. What's up, Rona? Good to see you, brother. Quigs, what's up, brother? Rumble not let me sign in with Google. I get it. I had that problem yesterday. Vanry, got you, brother. He said it's 4 a.m. here. Chart this. I'm going to do that one next. I hit like now. Essentially, I'm the peak of human evolution. Ronan says, that's pretty good, dude. Oh gosh, what's up, Busty? Good to see you. WAP.gov is crazy. CME got a 90. Jude says CME go to 91.4 needs to be closed. Yeah, there's a CME gap there, correct. What's up, Cheese? He says Ahoy champion. So good to see you, brother. ALCH, got you. ALCH, yep. ALCH. Cheese and the sign for cheese. That's dope. All right, well, let's get to charting some of these other ones. I lied to you. Let me do XRP first. Well, why are you going to do XRP first? Well, Well, there's only one reason I would do XRP first, because that's everybody's absolute 100% favorite crypto, right? Wait a minute, it's not?
Wrong.
Oh, well, 66% of you guys, roughly, are XRP guys, right?
Wrong.
Or are we just watching and hoping? Probably right. So let's erase that hope right now, right? Let's just stick to the data, remove the emotions, and just do the data the best we can. No thinking, no wishing, no hoping, straight analyzing, analytics. I got to sneeze. Great. Hang on. If you're watching through that sneeze, you're a gangster. Damn it, dude. What an idiot. All right, so moving averages. I told you this thing would get hung up in these moving averages and it would weave back and forth. And that's exactly what's happening so far. You can see that it's hanging out over the 50 moving average, that yellow line in there. She's still hanging tough. 821 EMA are the green and purple lines in there. As you see, it's still hanging tough with them, battling back and forth, but sitting on top of them, which is exactly what I wanted to see. You still have ultimate, supreme, massive leader of the party, 200 moving average down there to hold on as support. Strong like bull, right? Problem, you're still pinned down by this daily 100 moving average. So the top is a little bit limited. The bottom is a little bit limited. As you can see, this thing is squeezing in, approaching make a move time. All right. You can see that. I can see that. We can all see that. This is why I've already got all my money that I can get in XRP, and I got it ready to rock and roll. Bollinger Bands are very tight on XRP. They're not like, oh my God, end of the world, it's time to go tight, but they are getting very tight. I really, really like this. I think they're going to tighten a little bit more here, and you're going to get a bit of a squeeze. And if you remember me talking about Bollinger Bands before on XRP and just here on general on the channel, you'll remember me saying, if it's over the midline, es muy bueno. Very good. And as you see, we're finally over it. The last time this happened, this thing fell under the midline and failed. I really want to see a hold on this time. Difference this time is we have more support than we had last time, all right? You can kind of see back here. We jumped in there all at once and tried to get going. This time it's been a little bit more steady and a little bit more smooth. It's still holding on for this time being. And again, I think our downside is limited by the 200 moving average down here. And you'll also note that these fib lines are right here. This is the 786 and 886 line, still holding strong. If I scan out a little bit right here, you'll note that, honestly, we're still sitting on top of the old school historic support that we had way back in 2021. We're still just dancing on top of that. Do you see that? We're just dancing on top right now. I even drew this back a while back. Heavy resistance, medium resistance, upper resistance in white, and then yellow was your final resistance, and this is it. We're sitting over top of it right now. This is literally set up to run, just needs to find its footing and get going, right? My targets still remain the same here. For the day, the upside is still limited. This is not a sale. It's a buy with be careful. And I say that because it's still playing around here, and it's still at risk of some downside. From $2.22 back to $2 would break a lot of people's hearts. At the same time, it'd still be on support and still not be the end of the world. I want this to go up as much as you do, I promise. All right. I have a lot of money in this and I'm waiting on this to go up. I told you guys I'd play it more safe. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm playing it more safe by not getting into a bunch of risky assets. I'm in one like XRP that I think is a little more safe than the other ones. All right. Pivot points. We're still right in between the pivot and R1. Which is a bit neutral. R1 up here, pivot down here. And again, where were those moving averages at? Exactly, right in between them two pivot points. For now, we still have support, so I'm still expecting R1. I'm not expecting the pivot point. I'm expecting this thing to attack R1. That's about 230 to 235, right? If I look at the Ichimoku cloud, we've been waiting on this, haven't we? You guys know how the Ichimoku cloud works. We're looking for 4 out of 4 green, right? We'll go through that step by step. The end of the cloud, is it green or is it red? It is green. That's one check mark. Do we have the lag line? I'm sorry, the baseline and the conversion line are the blue line and the red line that you see on the screen. Is the blue over the red? Conversion over the base? It is. Very good. You get a check mark. Is the lag line, which is the white line back here, above the candles or below the candles? It's above. Excellent. Exactly what we wanted to see. Last but not least, how about the price? Is the price of the asset over the cloud, under the cloud, in the cloud? Well, it needs for us to be over the cloud. Is it over the cloud? No. Not quite good enough, but you got 3 out of 4, which is better than bad. All right, you're very, very close to having a full-on 4 out of 4 out of XRP. It just so happens that those moving averages line up at the top and the bottom of the cloud. Do you see that? So again, we're neutral, waiting to see what happens. I think it's the wrong time to run and hide. That being said, there is some red that could come in here back to $2. That's our downside risk. And our upside is still extremely high, between where we're at now to $6. All right. So I'm in wait and see mode. I got my money in. I think for the most part, we're going to be good to go. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Let me know what you say. Hey man, I'm open to all opinions. Been doing this XRP thing since 2018. So that's my XRP take. Let's get into some of the requested stuff. Vanry. I haven't looked at this one in a really long time, so it's cool that this one came up. All right, sweet. Now on Vanry here, we're currently getting pinched by the 100 and the 50. Excellent. This thing's kind of boiling in here, trying to figure out what it wants to do. Over the 821 EMA, that's good. This is a bit of a bearish setup right here for the short term because it can't seem to make a new high. You want to see it break that white line right there and get above the high. That white line's at about 0.35. Once it gets above that, it's going to challenge that 100 moving average. Breaking that 100 moving average creates a new local high. Creating a new local high gives you another breakout. Another breakout leads you to 5 cents, 4 to 5 cents, which is about right there. You see it? There's the 5 cent level at the 1618. You want to see her get up there. From here to there is about 60-ish%. Very cool. That needs to happen in a hurry up, just because I know people are tired and waiting. Pretty good upside right there, especially for a low cap coin. And I got to be honest, some of these low cap coins are very dicey. This one doesn't look bad at all, though. Better than most, I'll be honest, because you'll see that as I'm going to go through these, some of these look a little worse, right? Some of these don't look so hot. And that's not the end of the world, but it is a testament to how things need to change. All right. Let's start at the top. Idea. I forgot to turn my fan on, dude. It's getting hot in here, bro. I'm not going to sing the song. I'm not going to do it, dude. I'm not going to do it, dude. I already got Velo on the list. I've already got XRP on the list. Crop dusted. Keith, is that a Honolulu blue shirt? Go Lions? No. It was a shirt that I bought on, I think I got this at Belt on the discount rack because I'm a cheapo. But at the time, it was too small, but I lost a little bit of weight, so it fits now. I just don't wear it very often. It's like, shit, I guess it is Lions blue. But I'm a Panthers fan. It's Panther blue. That's why I wore it, right? It's Panther blue. That's exactly why I wore it. You know, come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
You know. So anyway, yeah. It's Panther blue. It's Panther blue. Hey, hanging out in between the moving averages here. Breakout. Show me you got some power. 200 moving average would be my upper top end target there at about a whole bunch of zeros, 7. All right. Just like the last one we looked at, Vanry, this is very, very similar. I think this was a 30% day yesterday, which is wild. Breaking that 100 moving average changes a lot. I'm not in this anymore. I already sold this and got out, so I can delete this line. But as you see, things have improved a lot. I'm a little sketched out by some of these low caps, so be careful. But this is not a sale currently. It's done much better. It did go over bought. Look at that. She did shoot up and go over bought, so be careful. It could range back and forth here, ping pong a little bit, and kind of break your heart. I don't want to see anybody get pinched. PBX. Paribus. That's it. All right, sweet, Paribus. All right, so she's been pretty darn miserable, but recently jumped the 821 and 50 moving average, so I can't say this is a sell. However, it has not made a new high, as you see there. What's going to happen is this 100 moving average is going to keep pressing down. When we see this asset break that 100 moving average, that's going to be your true absolute. She's going to rip signal. Right now, it's technically not a sale. It's more buy than sell. But I would be careful on these low caps. Like I said, they kind of sketch me out, man. It don't take much to make this thing blink and go the other way. And I don't want to see that happen to people. You know what I mean? It can get dicey when that happens. That kind of craziness can cause a mess. You know what I mean? Better than most, but could be better. XLM. All right, let's pull that up. Put that clean chart with no drawings on it. How about that? There we go. Just a fibs. Nice. All right, so XLM's got a similar setup to some other ones that I'll go through here, where you just saw the one that what was it, Vanry and Idea, similar move where you had 50, 100 moving average kind of pinching down here. You're over top of the 8 EMA. All these are not bad signals. You're in the wait a minute zone, but it's trying to break out now. You're still over the 50-day moving average and the 21, so you're still 2 out of 3 here, and you've got support. Again, these are entrance levels for me, not exit levels for me. I'd be looking to buy, not looking to sell if I were a gambling man. The last few days have tapered off on XLM here, but she's trying to get some of that buy pressure back now. And like I said, if we continue to see what's happening for the rest of the month, we're going to see more and more and more of this. This is just day 1 of the month, y'all. You know what I mean? Some of these don't even have a wick yet. And if that's the case, we could be at risk for some crazy volatility. Again, we are one tweet, we are one post, Truth Social post, whatever you want to call it, away from all of this changing and turning extremely bullish or extremely bearish. This one, for me, I'm still in. If I had more, I would buy more. I like these accumulation levels down here on the weekly. We're in the wait a minute zone, but it bounced the 50 moving average, and you're getting a 100, 200 cross. I think this is going to dig out of here and run back up there for that 786 level at roughly 50 cents. So I'm here for this one. ADA, USD. ADA we'll do next, Cardano. Let's see, that's not a correct chart. It's an old chart. Binance. Yeah, we can use Binance. I said that wrong on purpose just to piss everybody off. I know, dude. Keith, you're so funny. Not really. Why is nobody laughing? Well, nobody's laughing because not that many people are watching. Well, nobody's watching because the sentiment's way down. Well, nobody's watching because you suck. Well, whatever, man. I'm used to all of it, I promise. We wouldn't be here if we sucked, though, I'll tell you that much. All right, so ADA still over the 821 and 50. 821 EMA, 50 moving average. Those are daily moving averages. Killing it. We want to see it over all 3 of those. That's a 3 out of 3 Reaper buy signal. Here's the Reaper strategy. If you don't know what the Reaper strategy is, it's a strategy that I and a couple other guys helped to code. I did a lot of the work on this one myself, and I'm not that great at it, honestly, but kept tinkering around till I got the stuff that I wanted on the screen. You can kind of tweak it some more if you wanted to, but this is the version I came up with that I like. It gives us 3 buy signals and 3 sell signals, all right? Right now we have all 3 buy signals. We got an 8 EMA, 2 over the 8 EMA, excellent. We have an 821 EMA cross, and we have a 50-day moving average. 821 EMA crosses back here, and we're over the 50 days. So we got all 3 flags. We got the green triangle, the green flag, and the yellow flag up here. Excellent. Yellow label. We got all 3 we need. Perfect. We're in. Where would we set our stop loss? Well, that would be under the Reaper line. And in this case, it would be 66 cents. Underneath 66 somewhere is where I want to put my stop loss. Let's be hypothetical here and say we put our stop loss down here at 64 cents down there. I want at least a 2-to-1 reward for my risk. All right. So if I'm putting $1,000 in, I want to make 2-to-1 and try to get my money back 2-fold rather than just 1-fold. Okay. I don't want a 1-to-1. That's usually not good enough for me. I want at least a 2-to-1. So let's say we bought here. Our stop loss is down here, right where we set it. If we bought today, our stop loss down here around 60, 63, 64, wherever you want to put it. I drew my line there. You can put yours where you want. Right now, you'll see that we are pretty low on our risk to reward, only 0.7. That's not going to get it. I want this to go up. We're up to 1.1, 1.3, 1.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. Right about there is where I need my reward to make this worth it to me. Moving averages say, hey, that 200 moving average is slowly moving up there and might just get all the way up there for you, and you very well may get what you're looking for, a roughly 22% gain if you were to buy here. Fully possible. In fact, if we go back in history a little bit right here, you'll look and see that I've drawn support and resistance in here, and that's just on the other side of resistance as if we flipped it bullish into support. So that's fully doable. When this number gets too big to reach, you know it's too much risk and not enough reward. I want at least a 2-to-1 out of all these, and I would really like a 3-to-1. That's the basis of the Reaper strategy and how it works. Want to get the Reaper strategy indicator for your trading view? whop.com/TMAN786. It's part of the Discord. It's free. Whenever you come in the Discord, you just go to the custom indicator scripts. There's a video to show you how to upload it. You can ask questions if you can't get it to upload. We'll help you fix it, etc., etc., etc. Right? It's really not that complicated. Also made a video on the Reaper strategy for everyone to have, so you could look it up yourself and do it yourself if you wanted. Some people took advantage of it. Some people didn't. For those who are here, you're very, very early, and you're going to kill it because of that. I hope you know that. Like I said, sentiment's still so low that people are so dumb to not realize that they're in the middle of a storm that's brewing that's going to make us all a lot of money. I mean, honestly, I think we're going to make a lot of money here. Play your cards right. You know what I mean? Play your cards right. You're going to make a lot of money. All right. If I pull fibs on this shows me that same level up here at about $1. But I want that breakout up here to 2. That would be a new all-time high. I think that's possible. I don't think it's possible very, very, very quickly, but I do think it's possible. Pulling this out to like October and November shows me that's roughly the same thing I'm looking at, $1.50 to $2. That's about 2 to 3x. I'm going to be pretty happy if I get 2 to 3x because things turned real grim there for a while. And I'd be much happier to get that than nothing. So for now, this one looks good, and I like the upside. Flux. I haven't looked at this one in forever, dude. Someone requested Flux. That's crazy. All right, this one's been miserable, dude. I've not even looked at it in so long. Gosh. Man, it made a new low. That's brutal, dude. Flux took it in the face. All right, remove those old lines. Those are useless. So, looking back, we had an 821 cross on mid-April. We jumped over the 50 moving average mid-April. We've worked up here to the 100-day moving average. We're now playing around with it. Haven't quite gotten over it yet, like a lot of others. That 100 moving average, playing a little bit of hardball, not wanting to cut through that, as you see. All right, needs a little bit more time. She's in the process, trying to get herself through the hole here. Probably going to get held up a little bit before it breaks. 200 moving average up there at about 47 cents, call it 45. But this is not a sale. It may be a take profit, but it's not a sale. There's a difference, okay? If you don't know what the difference is, ask. All right, so CVC, haven't done this one in forever. CVC over the 821, 50, and 100 moving averages. Even though it's thrown a couple ugly candles here, it's still sitting on support, which is bueno. Weekly, she's kind of hitting some resistance, as you see. It's not liking that too much. That's why it's slowed up so hard. That 200 moving average is up there at about 13.5 cents. It'll be about 13 cents by the time it works its way down. This may be a take profit, but it's not a sale. Still a pretty decent looking chart. DIA. I don't think we've ever done this one before. Or is it just... Oh, DIA. Yeah. All right, cool. DIA did really, really well. 821 cross, roughly the same time as everything else. She broke the 50. She broke the 100. And she went all the way to the 200 moving average. Cut right through it like a hot knife through butter. Bounced the 200 moving average and has come back down to the 8 EMA. This one run very, very hot. Super overbought. Needs a little bit of time to breathe and cool off. But once it does and it gets its breath, it'll make another move. As you see, weekly moving averages are in the way. It wicked right off of them. It didn't like them. So because of that, it's probably going to take a little bit to push through. You might have to think about it. Check forth, back forth. So I'm going to put a star beside this one because it's not a buy, it's not a sell, but it's against resistance. I'm going to keep an eye on it. OG Velo. Come here to me. Cool. OG Velo is starting to make moves again. I made really good money off of this one the first time. Let me see where I pulled it. Yeah, I need to pull these fibs out a little bit farther. Running out of room on my chart here. Let me back out. Clean this up a little bit. What say you all? Thank you. Thank you for that. I'll do it then. All right, fine. Fine. Everything's fine. I'll make us some more room here. I'll pull that to like November. All right, so good news. Good news. We've gotten above the 821 and the 50. See that? Excellent. That's progress. That's exactly what I like to see. Over the 821 and 50 is great. Not quite good enough yet, but the fact that we've jumped off this is bullish to me. Problem, we have this 382 fib in the way. We have this 100 moving average in the way. These are both going to be roadblocks to success. If we flip it out to weekly, you'll see it's ping-ponging in between the same moving averages, the 50 and the 100. 821 is kind of in the way, kind of not. I think this may idle out a little bit before it really, really sprints. I'm here for it to sprint. Don't get me wrong. As you see, 200 moving average is slowly creeping down here. I think we may get a double top. Not positive. But to that double top is about 150%. That's still really, really, really good. So keep an eye on this one, especially on the daily. I like that setup. It's going to have to get through some of the mess if it wants to make noise. But I guess it's possible. And it definitely is not a sale. Not right now, anyway. Again, for you folks that are new, never watched before, but we've been doing this for a really long time. Since 2018. I've been doing these live streams, though, since 2019 or 2020. Right? We've been doing this for a really long time. We figured out a pretty good system. The system works very well, especially if you apply it with some discipline, you know what I mean? And because of that, we've come a long way, man. We all turned in from a bunch of poor people who were just trying to get by to a bunch of guys that are doing a whole heck of a lot better, all right? And now that you're here, now that you're watching, you're part of it as well. For the guys who haven't watched in a while, or you've just been watching on the sidelines and not talking, man, jump in the chat and say hey, right? Jump in the chat and talk to us. Let us know where you're watching from. Say hey. It's been a long time since I've seen some of you guys. You know what I mean? So I remember some of you guys from the OG days when we only had 5 or 6 viewers, right? We only had 5 or 6 subscribers and nobody ever paid us any attention. Then we started winning and doing better. And suddenly eyeballs started to open. You know what I mean? I was very happy about that. Things have gotten better and better and better, and I think they're going to continue to get better. All right. Safe finance. All right, I got yours there, Cheese. I'll get to that. What's up, Danny Deep Pockets? Good to see you, brother. Let me pull up Rumble, and let me see if we got any requests over on the Rumble. Sup, Soda? Good to see you, brother. Thank you, Soda, for the mic check. What's up, Mitchell? Did I say that right? Michas. All right. RSR. So she's a little bit stuck right here against that 200 moving average, trying to break through, but this is a better look than most. Most of them haven't gotten to this 200 moving average, and the RSR is definitely knocking on the door. Now it's rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. It's rejected. Hasn't gotten through yet. RSR, you could say, is 10 toes down on resistance. Whatever, dude. As a dad, I'm allowed to make dad jokes. You don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like it, but I'm gonna do them anyway. At least I'm not making terrible mom jokes, because they're way worse. All right, so weekly wise, I like the fact that this thing jumped all these moving averages. This is dope. I had these boxes drew a while back. As you see, they both got hit, which is impressive. One more up here though. So that box never got hit. How about that one? Let's run up there and hit that box. Well, I guess you could say I already did it back here. That wick may not be everywhere though. Jumping up to 0.25 would be about a 250 to 300% gain. Currently a buy, not a sale, but watch closely. If it fails that 200 moving average and rejects, it's going to come back to these moving averages again and give them a touch. And if it does come back and give them a touch, that's exactly what we need to see to let us know we can either bail or start rebuying. You get to make your choice at that point. ALCH. Alchemist. All right. So again, she's cruising, doing real well. I hope Hype does this, honestly. That's exactly what I want to see the Hype chart do, which I'll get to here in a second because I got it on the list as well behind Cookie and Andy, which also were requested. So daily wise, she's above the 821 EMA. She refuses to let go, which I absolutely love. I like the fact that it made an equal high and swept. And after it made an equal high and swept, it held on to the moving averages like a G. It's exactly what you want to see, some power and strength. You don't want to see these things fold up and wilt. That's a great look right here. I'm very impressed by this. Well, I was going to do 30 minutes on YouTube, but I decided to let it run because we had a fair amount of people over there that were watching, but some have dropped off now, so it's all good. But I'll keep it running. It's just easier to let the whole stream run than stopping and bouncing back and forth and all that crap. So anyway, this chart still looks pretty good. Boy, is it overbought? Yeah, it went overbought, but now it's kind of cruising, so that's okay. Oh, look at that. MACD sell volume starting to fade. You see that? It has sell volume, but it's not a ton of sell volume, and the sell volume is fading. I want to see that keep up. I want to see this MACD flatten out and come back up some more. She did get way up there, so if it does want to cool off, I could understand why. But for now, we don't have a sell signal at all. This one still looks good, technically. Andy. All right, Andy USDT. Well, I don't know about this one, brother. This one looks pretty terrible. Pull up a different one. Are you talking about this one or the other Andy? Because there's multiple of them. I guess you're talking about that one. I don't know. But I'm going to put this one up there because I think this might be the one you're talking about. Over the 821 and 50 perfectly. She jumped the 100. Beautiful. She's heading back up toward the 200 moving average at 00012. I like that. Getting there. Baby steps. I bet you that's our next target. A little bit of foreshadowing there. If it can't make it there, recheck the AEMA and the 21 EMA that are back down below the price just a little bit. Stop loss will be way up on this one because she's made a big stride. Let's see. So that would be, they want you to put the stop loss way up here, a whole bunch of zeros, 64. So I would put it under the 21 EMA just to be careful. Like I said, if it comes back and back tests those moving averages, it'll bite you, right? So that would keep you free from those moving averages getting hit, and it'd give you a day or three to let you figure out what you want to do, whether you want to stay in or not. All right, Cookie. I don't know if that's the right chart that's on there. So let me pull up a couple more. Yeah, there's a bigger chart. Sweet. How do I want to look at this one first? Ichimoku cloud. Yeah, there we go. You got 4 out of 4 on the cloud. You've got lag line over the candles. You've got a green cloud on the end. Price, is it over or under the cloud? It's over it. Last but not least is the conversion line, the blue line, over the red line, baseline. It is 4 out of 4 on the Ichimoku cloud. It isn't often that you get 4 out of 4 on the Ichimoku cloud. And when you do, it's a pretty clear lagging. All right, that's a pretty good signal. All right, this one looks as such. All right, you're over the 100, you're over the 50, you're over 821. This one looks a lot like Hype as well. Pretty good look. Also like that it's got this support right through here in case it decides it wants to try to fail. I do think that line will hold, which would be just above the 21 EMA. I would set my stop loss just below the 21 EMA, which also happens to be below the pivot. And if it all fails that far, well, we're going to correct more than that, and you'd be getting out anyway. Hype. Let's pull up Mexi. Nope, let's not pull up Mexi. I'm an idiot, dude. About BitGet. There we go. There's a clean one that I've not drawn on yet. Remember a minute ago when I said that one looks like Hype? Well, here you go again. It does look like Hype. Hype's got the same look. Over the 50, over the 100, over the 821 EMA. The other one we just saw was way up here, running up with these equal highs. We haven't quite got there, but that is my target for Hype first. An equal high around $25 to $26, somewhere in there, depending on the exchange. Pulling fibs on this. If I start back here and kind of exclude this mess over here, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should include that. Let's just include that. If I pull the fibs down here to this runs till about August, with stopping lines in here at my golden pocket where we've already hit about 21 to 25, which is what I said a moment ago. Sniper's Alley is up here at 26 to 30. Those would be stopping points, but that would also set us above support over here, which would be excellent. That would let us challenge all-time high. There's not much to stop us. And then the big boy numbers when we get up there at 51, 61, and 81, that's the numbers that I'll be looking for later on if we get that breakout that I'm talking about. But for now, she's on the daily, good to go. She's on a rip. I like to let it go like this and just sit back and watch the cheese start to melt over the burger. A good look indeed. Happy about it. I hope everyone else is getting pretty tickled about this stuff, man. This stuff makes me very happy. I get very excited when I see charts look like this, dude. It gets my adrenaline going. Makes me very, very crunk and puts me in a way better headspace. For what it's worth, if I didn't have the guys in the Discord this time around, dude, if I didn't have these guys, if we didn't have our support network, we probably would have quit. Which speaks to the fact that while you need a good place to do this together with, you need like-minded individuals who all got the same goals you got. Make as much money as you can and get out, right? We make that a goal for everybody. Everybody tries to succeed together. No one's trying to defeat each other. That's a huge difference in what our community is versus most. Now, with the last couple minutes here, I want to show you some old school stuff that I don't show a lot on here, but things have changed and I want to do it, right? Here's our 2016, 2020 currently chart comparison weekly side by side. Let me drop the camera off and get a nice good look. Nobody wants to see me anyway. Nice clean look. As you see, I've got this marked same time 8 years ago, same time 4 years ago. Held the 821, failed the 821, failed the 820, right? But now we're already back over, and you can see we've got a very powerful look heading back to that 1414 fib right here where it says currently. That's that previous all-time high. That's where we got stuck at before. And if I pull fibs on that, that puts us up to about 130 to 140, 138 actually. 138, if we can break through previous all-time high, still remains my first target. Right? We get to there, we can reassess. If it can do that by summer, that would be flat out amazing. All right. Then we can relax for a bit, let it kind of rebalance and retrace. I kind of expect that. Last push up here toward 175 would be fabulous, which takes me to my next point. If you look at these other two, they're very, very similar. We're making the exact same move as we made back in 2020 over here. We're a little bit ahead of it now. As you see, we're a little bit ahead of it the whole time. But we're making the same move now. I thought it would be a little later. It came out a little sooner, right? I think we're going to get the same push over here where we had one move up, a slowdown, and then a second move up. I think we're going to get that over here. One move up, a slowdown, and then a second move up, right? We didn't get that back in 2016. We got like 5 moves up. I guess that's possible, but I leave that in the possible, not necessarily plausible category. All right. I leave that in the, that's not quite good enough. We should probably wait and see category. Baby steps, one thing at a time. Let's crack this new all-time high first. All right. How about monthly side by side by side? Here you go. 2012, 2016, 2020, and now. You can see they all look very, very, very similar. I do worry about the diminishing gains theory where you had a top here and this thing slowly started to make lower highs overall. I do think that's a possibility. We'll know that within the next couple of weeks, right? If she continues to go up or not. If you look closely, this thing is absolutely hugging that parabola. I did adjust it a little bit. That last candle would have gone through it. But as you see here, it's happened multiple times before where it's kind of peeked through the parabola and then corrected and came back over. I'm hopeful that's what's happening this time. We're still within it right now. It still looks very similar to the previous bull runs, even though people say the cycles are different. I'll say they're very similar to me, just maybe sped up a little bit. All right, total market cap 1, 2, and 3. I haven't shown this on here in a long time, right? Why does this matter? Well, it kind of shows us where the power in the market is. If you look at Bitcoin total market cap, all together over here. That's everything with Bitcoin included. All coins, all crypto money. We're at about $3 trillion right now in the crypto sphere. Pretty darn good, right? I would say so. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. If we pull fibs on this, that points us out to about 5 trillion, where we could get up to. That would be up around the 1414 fib, way up high up there. If you see it up there, that 1.414 fib is 5 trillion-ish. How about total cap 2, which is everything except Bitcoin? Everything except Bitcoin, where would that one point out to? Pull fibs on that one. It's more like the 1272 fib over here at roughly 2.5 trillion in just altcoins. All right, cool. What about total 3, which is everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum? Where would this one line out? Pull a fib on this one. Similar story, 1272 fib coming in at around 1.5 trillion. So that means between everything, Solana, XRP, ADA, XLM, AVAX, all of them would share 1.5 trillion. All of them plus ETH would share 2.5 trillion. So that'd be $1 trillion market cap potentially in the Ethereum ecosystem. And that leaves you at 2.5 trillion total altogether in whole. Now, which ones are ahead of the pack? Obviously, Bitcoin is challenging previous all-time high again over here with total 1. Ethereum being the biggest driver of total cap 2. We're actually behind down here in the golden pocket, still playing around, nowhere near previous all-time high. Here's in comparison, right? And total 3 pushed up against Sniper's Alley, an excellent representation of the fact that Ethereum has slowed way down and new altcoins have come in to kind of take some of the thunder from it. All right. We do still need Ethereum for all this to go up, though. So you shouldn't be pulling against it. You should be rooting for it no matter what. That helps us throughout the whole ecosystem to make more money altogether when we kind of team up rather than pull each other apart. You know, pulling each other apart, it's not going to get us anywhere. It's just going to slow us down. So listen. Oh, I didn't do Velodrome yet. Okay, last one. Velodrome. Let me write that down. By the way, everyone, if you're not doing this, I have a simple, easy legal pad, right? I write down what I'm doing on the simple little cheesy legal pad here. It's very dorkish, but I write down everything I do. I then take a highlighter later and I come back with a highlighter and I write down what I did or didn't do correctly. Very simple and easy way to track things. Everyone should be doing it. I don't know why you're not. If you're not, you should start immediately. Write down what you're thinking, gather your thoughts, share them with everybody. Man, everything will change a ton for you. All right. So Velodrome, last one here. All right, cool. Over the 50-day, over the 821, looking pretty darn good. I like this setup, but what I don't like about this is that she's still somewhat stuck in the mud here, playing around, making lower highs, and hasn't broken out. And when it does break out, I like that 6 cents level to get up there and have a test. 200 moving average is way up here at 9 cents. I do think that's going to slowly matriculate down to around 8 cents, where we're likely to get our high at for the summer. If we go above that, obviously, I'll be tickled totally pink, but I can't guarantee that. I want you to be careful about this because some of these things are going to get real gnarly and weird. Other ones are going to go flying. That's why it's super important to go ahead and have your plan beforehand. Time's up. Stream's over. We had a hell of a ride here. Another solid hour across all platforms. Badass, folks. Please do me the solid of having yourself a plan put together, all right? If you haven't, rule number 1, no emotions. Rule number 2, put your plan together. Why are you buying? What are you buying? When are you selling? Why are you selling? Rule number 3, backup plan. What are you going to do when things go wrong? What are you going to do when you hit a speed bump? What if a magical post or tweet comes out and it ruins things for you? Have a backup plan. And last but not least, my favorite rule, the most important rule that I have for myself, the most important rule in the world for me, take your profits. Because folks, if you don't take your profits, I will take your profits for you and keep them for myself. I don't want that for you, but that's the reality of the situation that you're in. So you better lock in and get it ready, all right? Do your thing. Don't ruin this, all right? Show up. Make it happen for yourself. Don't be the guy who gets caught wishing. WAP.com/team786. Again, kind of your last chance to get in. If you don't get in now, you may not ever get in. Cool people, cool community. I'm there all day, every day. Thank y'all for watching. I'll leave y'all with these 3 things, all right? Very, very cool of y'all to be here. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that very, very much. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. Let's have a better day every single day. Last but not least, man, if ain't nobody else today told you, Keith will tell you. Keith loves you. Keith's got your back. All right? Sky's the limit. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Thursday, same time, same channel. Y'all be good. I'm out. Sky's the limit. Peace.